welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am here with a one-page layout using my November Not Just for Boys Kit Club box. And so I went through and picked out a couple of papers that I knew I wanted to use. Both of them happened to be from Pink Fresh Studios, the Days of Splendor collection. And I really liked that ombre looked blue paper, but it was kind of a shame because I loved the leaves on the background. And so I knew with this triangular paper that I was going to cut part of the triangle off to use at the top. And so there was, I don't know, maybe half an inch or an inch at the top that I could utilize for the back side. So I went ahead and I cut that off. Excuse me. And I am going to put that down at the bottom. So I cut the triangle about halfway down, maybe. And just freehanded it, and it was quite sloppy, so I trimmed it up. And when I had made the line for me to cut that like 1/4 inch off, I knew that it was right at that bottom of the yellow, and so I just lined that up and assumed that it is 12 by 12 now. I didn't measure it. I figured that was probably close enough. And like I said, I wanted to use that strip of leaves down at the bottom because this is a fall picture. So I got that kind of the background done, I guess you could say. And the kit came with this cut file that says Cozy. I thought I wanted to use it with this vellum piece of paper with the gold, but I didn't like how you could see through it, which when you see the final layout, it wouldn't have really mattered. So then I decided to use this paper, and I'm sorry I don't have that up far enough. But I do end up using that piece of paper, and I like it because it kind of brings in every single color of the background or of the triangle. You'll see it in just a minute because I don't make you watch me cut it out. So there's that, and I love how it just kind of goes from color to color across the page. Not my best backing of a cut file, that's for sure, but one thing I have learned is that if it's not perfect, you can cover up your imperfections with embellishments. So I didn't sweat the small stuff there. I did contemplate for probably a second to recut it, but really didn't want to waste that paper because it is kind of a cool paper. So you'll see how I kind of cover that up there. The Y, if you look closely, the paper that I backed it in doesn't fully cover the Y. So that is one place that I will be covering up. And it just, honestly, there was an imperfection on the backing of the picture as well, and that's kind of why the Cozy ends up at the bottom. The C in the Cozy covers up that imperfection, and I honestly love it way more than I think I would have with the Cozy at the top of the page. And so the kit came with these gold leaves, and they're metal. And a lot of time, I don't know, when I got the kit, I'm like, I don't really know how to use it. I love them with this kit. I love them with this page. That is what I use to cover up the imperfections. And all I did is I actually just used my ATG gun and got some of the tape off, and it actually worked really well. You can kind of see, if you were to look super close, you can see the tape through the leaves. But, I mean, honestly, the glue would have kind of came out of like the middle of the leaf too, so I think the tape worked out fine. And so I just kind of placed them over. The Y at the top kind of I had glued it down and then ripped it up, and so some of the paper was missing, and so I just covered that up with that and just added some more on some of the other letters just to make the other ones not look out of place. So this sticker sheet came with the kit. It is the Days of Splendor sticker sheet. I don't end up using any of it, although the colors, the sayings are perfect. I do use this ephemera. This I added on. One thing I love about the Not Just for Boys Kit Club is that you can buy the kit, but then they have so many add-ons that you can purchase, and they all go with the kit, and just kind of helps. I don't know. I feel like you can get more out of the kit with some add-ons. This last month I bought quite a few add-ons. I do have an unboxing video if you want to check that out. I will actually link that up above because I did get their other kit too, so you can check that out. So I decided to make an embellishment cluster right there at the top, and there was that circle thing. I am really into using like shapes with the middle cut out. My last couple layouts I've had stars, and I kind of just have enjoyed making that kind of the base of the cluster and then adding things to it. And so that top cluster will kind of remain how you see it now. And then I needed to figure out something. I thought it just needed one more cluster because, you know, both of the kind of embellishment clusters were on the right side. So the left side needed something. And so you can kind of see me playing there with that. And then I just decided to kind of go for it, I think. And so I lift that circle up on foam tape, foam dots, just so I can kind of play with the cluster, you know, so I can kind of sneak things behind it if I need to. Just a lot easier, and it gives the page some dimension. And so I really like how that looked. And then I just used tape and taped that into the kind of the middle there, I guess, of the circle. And then I'm not sure what I'm doing. Sorry. There. Oh, so I didn't want just the gold to be on the cozy. I felt like it needed to be in the other clusters as well. So I snuck a gold leaf in there. And like I said before, I didn't know really how I wanted or if I would even use the gold leaves, but I love the way that it looks on this layout. Just a simple embellishment for a cluster just adds a little bit to it. And I think had I gone with that vellum with the gold foil, these leaves would have looked even better. But I really do like the way that this layout turned out. So I added another one right there to that cluster, just to kind of even out the gold. And then I'm going to go back up and add the leaves to that top cluster. Excuse me. And I think I just glued them all down just to give it a little bit something extra. I probably could have left it with just that circle and the saying, but it just brought in more colors and kind of more, I don't know, I just wanted a bigger cluster, I guess. So then when I was looking at it, I didn't really like the way the bottom left cluster was. I didn't like where it was, I guess. Usually I like to do my embellishment clusters in a triangle, and this just was not in a triangle. And so what I decided to do was move it to the top. Luckily, everything came off the page without ruining the base paper. Took a little bit, but I was able to get it up off the page. And then I just added the cluster to the top left of the photo, and now the embellishment clusters are in a triangle, and I just feel like it's so much more pleasing to the eye having it in a triangle like that. And so I think I did add a second gold leaf to the top there because there was kind of room, and just to kind of even that out. That I thought was going to finish out the layout. And then as I was cleaning up, I found the Nuvo jewel drops that came with the kit. And so I decided to add some of those to some of the clusters, just to give it a different look. I haven't tried the jewel drops before. I've only had the regular drops. And so this is kind of more translucent. And it's just fun to kind of play with. You can do different size dots. And so I just kind of added them to the top two clusters and then kind of added some to some of the leaves down at the bottom. And then that is going to finish off the layout. So thank you so much for joining me. I will have a link for the Not Just for Boys Kit Club down below, as well as links for some of my favorite products that I like to use. And we will see you next time. Thanks, guys.